But definitely, I think that even though I always wanted to use the arts to help people because I can use it and I have been using it for my benefits, I think that the real purpose, like helping cancer patients, that's something that found me.
Hello, and welcome to the Mindful Entrepreneur Podcast. We're your hosts, Tati and Jerry Jimenez.
Join us as entrepreneurs and brother and sister interview inspiring leaders in different fields to explore how they've achieved results and fulfillment. Let's get started as soul, passion, and business come together at The Mindful Entrepreneur. Bivi Franco is the executive director and founder of Feel Beautiful Today, a nonprofit whose mission is to provide arts and health programs free of charge to cancer patients and survivors. Since its inception, the organization has provided more than 6,000 people with innovative programs supporting women and girls in feeling beautiful and expressing artistically as they heal. Through her work, Bivi has become an industry expert, earning recognition in different fields, including being selected as one of the top 22 most influential people abroad by the Colombian Embassy in the U.S. in 2017, Los 22 Más, receiving the Best of Roswell Award in the nonprofit category, and earning the Prominent Hispanic Leaders of the Year Award, to name a few. She recently launched a jewelry line, Beautiful by Bivi, which donates a percentage of the proceeds to her nonprofit and through her art contributes to other charities as well.
Hey guys, today's episode is specially designed for those of you that are artists, creators, and philanthropists. Our guest, Bivi, is an artist born in Colombia. Her inspiring journey began merging art and service and has now touched the lives of more than 6,000 people. Welcome and thank you for being here, Bivi.
Thank you so much.
So, Bivi, we understand you are the founder of an organization called Feel Beautiful Today, and we understand that what it does is very unique. Can you share with us and explain in a very simple way what you do?
Yes, Tati. Well, Feel Beautiful Today is an organization that helps cancer patients in a very special way. So what we do is we combine the arts with the service, and we go to infusion rooms, cancer centers, radiation centers, support groups, and we bring totally free of charge arts and health programs that we deliver to the patients and survivors. And so the intention of the program is to try to redirect the thoughts of those patients into something positive and creative.
What transformations have you seen in the patients or survivors that have gone through the programs? If you could share a story or two.
Sure. So we have several programs. We have the programs where we deliver the arts and health programs directly to the patients. We have the programs to create awareness with the community. We have the programs where we celebrate with the patients with the bells. And we have the program with the fashion show, which has become a huge key element of our mission. So I think that my dream will be able to create these events in many different cities and allow the patients to go through that beautiful transformation. It doesn't matter that you don't have any hair, or it doesn't matter if you have changed, because I think that what needs to shine is what is in you. And so we try to create a very beautiful and positive, supportive environment to create these powerful pictures that we use to send a message of hope and encouragement, but also try to help them regain that confidence. And then we go into, we select the group from that photo session that will go into the fashion show as models. Dealing with each one of them individually to select the outfit for the fashion show is a very powerful experience, because like this year we had 12 models. They were all cancer survivors, and we had several that were still in active treatments. They have so many physical changes. They have scars. They have parts of their body that have changed so much. And we want to make sure they feel beautiful. So going through with them through the selection of that outfit that will make them feel comfortable, strong, and warriors, and seeing how they are very afraid and there's a lot of fear and a lot of emotions combined. And finally seeing these patients walking the day of the fashion show, shining and strong and feeling beautiful. It's such a beautiful transformation when you see that.
What I'm liking about your story is that it seems that sometimes we're programmed to go and discover our purpose. And what you're saying is, well, maybe we should take a step back and let the purpose find us, or at least take a moment to breathe and discover it. And I like that. It's a beautiful journey so far.
Yeah, I when I think about that, I do think that there was a searching in me since I was maybe in my 20s, where I was looking for what is beyond just making money, what is beyond just doing my work, how can I impact someone. And I think that, little by little, those two became together, passion and purpose. But I think that even though I always wanted to use the arts to help people because I can use it and I have been using it for my benefits, I think that the real purpose, like helping cancer patients, that's something that found me.
So, Bivi, you shared the event with the modeling event, and I think it's a wonderful mission. Is there any other event, any other story that has had certain impact on you?
There's one that is very meaningful, is something that is near my heart. And it is a program that we started because of my mom. And so let me take you back to, because many of the viewers probably do not know or not aware of what the bells mean for cancer patients. And so about 25 years ago at the MD Anderson Cancer Center, one of the best here in the States, one of the patients that was receiving treatment for cancer was someone from the Navy. And so he asked his oncology doctor if, when he was done with his treatments, radiation and chemotherapy treatments, he could ring a bell just to make that transition from, the moment he finished his treatments into survivorship. And so since then, it's becoming a way to transition for the patients that they ring a bell. 2.5 years ago, my mom was diagnosed with a very difficult cancer in Colombia. And she went through surgeries and treatments. She went through really hard radiation treatments. And I was traveling to Colombia to be with my mom. And so I asked if we could ring a bell, if my mom could ring a bell to celebrate that moment when she was finishing the treatment. The cancer center was not really aware of that tradition, and so they didn't want to do it. And I knew that my mom needed to make a transition from patient to a survivor. And so I was very aware of the tradition of the bell. And so I asked everyone around my mom to send her a message ringing a bell in her honor at the moment she was finishing treatment. And of course, we gave my mom a handbell to ring. The day that my mom finished treatments, she was very sick and very weak. I believe that she was hopeless. And then when she had the opportunity to ring the bell, when she got all these messages of people ringing the bell in her honor, I could see a transformation from a patient to a warrior. And then she asked me if we could do something, if we could have a program to give each patient finishing treatments a bell so they can keep it, so they can remember that they are warriors. And so we created the program Hope Reigns, and Hope Reigns delivers handbells for each patient finishing chemotherapy and radiation, totally free of charge, into the different hospitals with a little card telling them, you are a warrior, you have finished this treatment, and we admire you and respect you.
So I'm curious to find out, how did you come to create Feel Beautiful Today? What's the backstory and who's behind it?
it is always nice to remember where you started. So about 7 years ago, I decided to do what I wanted to do and be love in action. Basically, about 10 years ago, one aunt was diagnosed with cancer and passed away. About 2 years later, I had two really good friends that were diagnosed with cancer. And as they were battling with cancer, I saw their struggles. I wanted to do something. And I had one day, the moment where I decided, this is it. I'm going to be love in action, and I'm going to try to help these patients. And I'm going to honor those that I love that have been affected by cancer. And I began to design the program that we call today, Feel Beautiful Today. It was two beautiful things coming together. One, my desire to help my friends, to honor my aunt, but also to extend to all those that are battling cancer. It was my passion for art. And it seems like, to me, it was my searching for purpose, and how purpose and passion came together. And one day I decided to go for it. And that happened 7 years ago.
And one of the things, if we are correct in our research and our knowing of you and supporting the work that you do, is that we know that you don't take, a pay at this time for yourself. You are really serving pretty much 100%,
Yes.
110% of the time, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's beautiful.
That has been my commitment, and is thanks to God, it's been possible. Obviously, I have an amazing supportive family around me that allows that. And, for now, we just want to keep growing.
I like what you said about love in action. Where did that come from? Where, you said it a couple of times, and it strikes me as a wonderful thing.
Yes. You know what? I'm not sure if I was the one that came up with it, but I believe that that's what I want to be. So many times I feel that as humans, we feel like, you see something happening and you look at it, you feel bad about it, but you don't do anything.
Recently, you won a very prestigious award, international award, I should say, granted by the Colombian Embassy in Washington, D.C., given to the top 22 most influential people abroad. So first, as Colombians, we'd like to thank you for representing us in such a high level.
Thank you. It's an honor.
Yeah. And second, we were wondering, what was the experience like for you?
Another 21 amazing people in all fields, all Colombians that are doing something great here in the States. It was absolutely a positive, beautiful experience. They all did a great job preparing and planning the event. It was a beautiful day. I look back and I look at the pictures, and everyone is like, "Oh, you were shining." I'm like, you know what? It was that moment where you understand. I'm so glad that I was obedient and that I went for it with that thought that I had in my heart, that I believe it was from God.
It sounds like a great experience. And so as you got to share with other people and you got to meet this other 21 people,
Mm-hmm.
I can't help but wonder, what qualities do you think, these are the 22 most influential people overseas. What qualities do you think these 22 people, including yourself, have in common? What sets them apart?
Okay, I believe that we all, what I saw in everyone, and we all were talking and commenting one day, was we all have a huge passion for what we do, and we are hard workers, and we do not want to give up. So it was persistence. I think that we all have been through ups and downs. We all have been maybe confronted with, oh, that's not possible. How in the world are you going to do that? And people telling you you're kind of like crazy. But we kept going. I think it was, if I named the three, it was passion, hard work, and persistence.
Bivi, and what sort of other people were there present, just to give the audience an idea of?
Absolutely. Well, it was a beautiful group. We had another 3 or 4 people with nonprofits doing service on other areas, but it was other founders of nonprofits. We had a few doctors. We had people that are engineers that work in NASA. We had musicians, and we had 2 business leaders that have important business here in the States. So it was an amazing group. We all get along so well. We still connected.
I'm thinking about the future. What do you see as the future of Feel Beautiful today? What's the next big dream?
Well, I have several big dreams, but one is really to be able to impact more patients every year, as we do about 1,200 to 1,500 here in Georgia. There's a huge need. So my dream is to be able to have more support and more sponsors so we can increase or double, hopefully, the number of patients that we can impact. Because the question that we normally have right now is, when are you coming back? Because we work with different hospitals and, we need to rotate. And so obviously one of my dreams is to be able to increase the amount of patients that we see. A second one will be to extend the programs outside Georgia. And that's something that I'm trying to work and see how we can bring the programs to more patients in other cities and states. And obviously, I'm trying to see if we can do something to bring the programs to Colombia, or at least try to do, start with some pilot programs that we can bring to maybe some of the larger cities in Colombia. And those were, big goals when you are a small organization, because that all, converts into money that we need in order to do that.
Thank you, Bivi. Thank you for being here with us. And again, we wish you a lot of success.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. This was absolutely great. I really appreciate your help and support.
Of course. Our pleasure.
Hey, and before you leave, both the Genius Spot and Be the Factor want to thank you, our awesome audience, for being part of our podcast. And if you found this episode of value, please share it with your friends and loved ones so they too can join the Mindful Entrepreneur.